G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, and we're back for the second match of this Pauper League. We lost the Daro versus Calves, and yeah, that's what I thought. He's like a Gixian Affinity player, right? Still, we see like a reasonable opening hand. We can look to get into the proceedings here. Let's go ahead and play our guy out, pass the turn to our opponent. Hitting that forest is quite nice. It sets up quite nicely for next turn. Hopefully there's no main deck Chainer's Edict on turn 2. Gixian Infiltrator. Yep, sure. Well, that's almost a get out of jail free card if you ask me. Alright, so nice lazy setup turn still. Abundant Growth, draw a card. Finding Ash Barrens. Ash Barrens can probably just be played regularly in a future turn unless we value the deck thinning. We got quite a bit of stuff to filter out of our hand currently. Second Gixian Infiltrator. Alright, so I guess our opponent's going to fire breathe this by sacrificing some permanents at some point, but hey look, protection for Chainer's Edict. I am a very big fan of that. So a couple of thoughts come to mind here. Currently, our opponent's only showed Demir colors. If it's Grixis, there's the threat of Clan Shaman. I think what we want to do is just like play out our Ash Barrens. We'll play around it anyway. Sort of like an awkward spot because we can get out of range here with our Glade Cover Scout. Their red mana typically comes in tapped as well. Like they play the red one of these lands, but just in case there's, I guess, a regular mountain, I'll play around that and just attack for 8. If our opponent chump blocks here, they'll lose like one of their valuable damage dealing creatures. And then we'll sequence the Scout second main off the Lotus Petal to play around a Chainer's Edict. And we can follow this up next turn with like Rancor attack for 1,000,000. All right, so our opponent decides not to block. That's good news for us. And now we can get them with our sneaky little tech. Lotus Petal, Scout, and pass. All right, Deadly Dispute on the Misvault Bridge. Buffing these guys up. That counter stays permanently on their infiltrators, doesn't go away. Hey, look, a Great Furnace. So potentially we did play around Shaman quite well, sacking the treasure token. Another buff here. Oh, that's neat. They still get the mana off the treasure token when they do that. It's pretty good tech. Good synergy to be had. Another Deadly Dispute, another treasure token. Alright, that treasure token is sacked. White mana floating. Nihil Spellbomb? Sure. Alright, well, we're going to just go ahead and get our opponent with the Rancor next turn. Rancor plus Abundant Growth. So Abundant Growth here. Another Bogle for good measure as well. So this will be 16 damage on our buffed up Scout. That's enough to trample and kill our opponent. Our opponent's done the math and has conceded. Okay, so here we can see an Grixis artifact deck with Gixian Infiltrator, and I think I said Gixian before, it's Gixian, apologies. So we can see the Clan Shaman there, acting as a way to interact with our creatures. You can see another one in the sideboard. Outside of that, their main interaction is Chainer's Edict, which makes us sacrifice a creature. Alright, so reminder guys, if you enjoyed the video, find it entertaining or informative, please consider subscribing. We like Crimson Acolyte in this matchup because it plays around Clan Shaman. Young Wolf is optional, plays around Chainer's Edict. I'm going to try sideboarding out the 4 Lotus Petals and 1 Silhana Ledgewalker, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, our opponent keeps a 7. We see this hand with only 1 mana, no access to white, a couple of white cards, and some pretty uncastable green stuff. I think it's possible to keep this and win. If you top deck the right mana, there's only 17 lands in the deck. We've taken out our 4 Lotus Petals as well, so that's going to make that side of things a little bit harder. There's also no Chainer's Edict in this hand. You know what? We're up a game. Let's gamble. We could just be made to look like absolute fools here, but the upside of this hand is pretty high. Having access to Acolyte, we even have the Vigilance on our Sentinel's Eyes. Turn 1 chromatic stuff from our opponent. Alright, we hit a second land drop. Let's go ahead, play out our scout, pass to our opponent. A couple of chromatic stars from our opponent now. And this is probably a Deadly Dispute turn, I would assume. Duress, okay. Well, probably goodbye to Ancestral Mask there, because they can't take creatures, right? Non-creature, non-land card. It's not really worthwhile taking the Sentinel's Eyes either. Alright, goodbye Mask. Hey, hello Mask. Well, this is a bit sad. Go ahead and attack for 1. I don't think we want to unload too many creatures on the board, or else Cut Client Shaman's just going to be stupidly OP. Double red this time? What's going on? Or are you filtering? Alright, filtering for black. Alright, Gixian Infiltrator. Seems reasonable. Cartouche off the top. However, we don't have access to white mana. So as I was saying before, we could be made to look like fools. I think this is fine. Attacking like this. I think I value the Young Wolf more than the Scout. Yep, we get the 1 point throw. If he trades off like this is one of his win conditions, right? Or his win condition. The deck probably operates well off of having multiples of these on the board at the same time before they start sacrificing stuff. Alright, well now things are getting a bit dicey. Really good looking hand. It's just like a shame we can't cast our spells, right? Alright, we'll continue attacking at this point. I think at this point we probably attack with both creatures. See if our opponent likes to block either of them. Looks like they're blocking both. They have a spell bomb. What am I doing? That's really foolish from me. Alright, well I'm just throwing away permanents now like an absolute fool. Alright, we're now forced to play our other scout from hand onto the battlefield, and now that we've lost the Young Wolf as well, we look really bad into a Cut Client Shaman and pretty much shame scoop. Makeshift munitions from our opponent. Attacking. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to kill us just yet. We'll just declare no blocks. They're probably going to sack some side lands or something. Deadly Dispute on a Great Furnace, sure. Treasure token, triggers. No, you're not going to treasure token away a mountain or something. All right, we'll take that. And speaking about shame concession, I don't think we're getting there. We're just not hitting our colored mana. And I mean, we knew that was a risk running into this. All right, so I actually looked up recent tournament finishes for my opponent because they were taking a little while during my turn. And that's the reason why I missed that little trigger and attacked into the Nihil Spellbomb, or one of the reasons, let's say. So this is their actual list. 4 Cut Client Shaman in the main. This was just like a week ago in April. We're very fortunate to dodge that in game 1. Definitely a good thing we've brought in the Crimson Acolytes. Outside of that, no main deck Chainer's Edict, but they do have 2 in the sideboard. We saw the Duress come in just before. Outside of that, I don't think we're going to see too many of these other spells coming in. Oh, maybe Suffocating Fumes, actually. Alright, I think let's bring in 2 Lotus Petals just to help with our mana. We'll take out 1 Ledgewalker and 1 Ancestral Mask. Ancestral Mask getting clogged up at that top end in that game, unfortunately, but I just really want to make sure I hit my mana this match. Sure, this is fine. Our opponent can't Duress away the Crimson Acolyte. Crimson Acolyte's very good into Cut Client Shaman. This hand has weaknesses against Chainer's Edict. If our opponent Duresses away our Cartouche, but at least we put 1 fire out with the Shamans, and we have a really good follow-up with the Armadillo Cloaks as well. Alright, so turn 1, Abundant Growth, finding Rancor, good find. And turn 1 tap land from our opponent. All right, Lotus Petal off the top. Not quite a Lotus Petal. Not too shabby though. All right, so we'll green here. We'll Utopia Sprawl because we've get the chance to develop our mana for free, so we will. Crimson Acolyte and pass turn. Another Spell Bomb from our opponent into Great Furnace, into Chromatic Star. Yeah, that's not too bad. So now we have 2 ways to protect against Chainer's Edict, which is pretty nice. Start off with Cartouche. Now we can Rancor, and then second main we can Glade Cover Scout. It looks like our opponent runs Galvanic Blast, so Warrior token is soft protection from Chainer's Edict. So we definitely want to try and resolve this Glade Cover Scout. Yeah, that's fine. If they play Karkland Shaman and sack their board, pro red, so this guy survives. In future turns, it might be worth trying to hold up a white mana if we can to have the active on the Scout. Alright, so that was a Deadly Dispute into a Duress, and well, you're going to hit one of our Armadillo Cloaks. Tapped land, and yep, cool. So we'll just play this one out. Taking nothing for granted here, throwing down, holding out that pro white for the Glade Cover Scout, attacking all out. And we'll put our opponent all the way down to 8. That's a 2-turn clock currently. Alright, Frogmite into Eclore Wellspring. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this Frogmite sacked instant speed to a Deadly Dispute. Still, it doesn't really accomplish too much, so we're not super upset about that. We'll deal the damage. I guess we leave Forest in hand to bait our opponent using their mana inefficiently on a Duress or something. Deadly Dispute on the Eclore Wellspring in our end step, sure. Gixian Infiltrator, so our opponent's going to be able to start getting a board state. We do have First Strike Trample here. Spell Bomb, sure. Mirror Enforcer, sure. All of a sudden he's generating or amassing quite the board, isn't he? Alright, hopefully we can hit a land off the top. Oh, sorry, an aura off the top. We'll probably hit a land off the top. Never mind. What a freaking aura that is. Holy moly. I'll take that. Alright, so we're attacking in just with Acolyte. This should be more than enough damage to get what we needed done. So our opponent can put 3 counters on Gixian Infiltrator immediately. They could also have a Deadly Dispute, so that could be a 4th counter. I think it doesn't matter what way we order blockers. I'm going to order blockers, I guess, like this. We'll see what happens. I value damaging the Gixian Infiltrator the most first, and then the Frogmite's probably the least important thing to try and deal with. Really, it should probably be Gixian Infiltrator, then Enforcer, then Frogmite. Rekna's Bargain. Yep, sure thing. So the Frogmite did get sacked, we were right there. Another 2 triggers on the Nihil Spell Bombs. Should still be more than enough damage through. Alright, so here we can see we're trampling 7 damage, and that's enough to take the victory. So after a scrappy keep in game 2, we win the match. Thanks to our MVP, Crimson Acolyte. I can only assume they had Karkland Shaman in hand. I can't see those 6 cards, but there we go. Hope you all enjoyed the video, guys. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you then.